Are you looking to invest in the Cleveland housing market but aren't sure what zip code you should be looking at? Well, investors, this video is for you because we are going to explore one of my top Cleveland zip codes to invest in, and that is 44109. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Living in Cleveland. I am Patty sells CLE, and I make videos about all things Northeast Ohio, Northwest Ohio, and even down south. You know the drill. If you don't want to miss any of my videos, hit the subscribe, hit the like, and leave some comments. Tell me if there's something you would like to see in the Cleveland area. I'll go make a video about it. A lot of my videos I've made because of viewer requests, so please leave a comment. Okay, let's get started. Zip code 44109. Okay, so I've worked with investors quite a bit over the past few years, and recently it's been ramping up. It seems like everybody's wanting to move or invest in the Cleveland area, mostly from, they're out-of-state investors from California, Toronto, New York, and where they're currently doing their business in those states or country, it's too expensive for them to continue to invest in that market. So they're looking into the Cleveland housing market. And I think there was a study done that Cleveland ranks number 4 for the most affordable housing in the entire country. I think it's Houston, Austin, Atlanta, and then Cleveland, and it's neck and neck. So Cleveland's a very, very popular city to invest in. So not surprisingly, we get calls all the time for people looking to invest in the Cleveland market. So I've done videos on every city, every neighborhood in Cleveland, well, not every neighborhood in Cleveland and every suburb around Cleveland, but I've really never described them as a zip code because most investors, they're looking at like, what zip codes do you recommend? So I thought I would redo some of these videos that I've done in the past and title them based on the zip code. So today we are going to talk about zip code 44109. This zip code is mostly Old Brooklyn, which is really an up and coming area. I've done a whole Old Brooklyn video before, and you can see it here. So you're going to be seeing the same sites and everything, but the first video I did is more of, hey, you should, if you're looking to move to Cleveland and you want to start a home, this would be a great place. It's up and coming. But now I'm going to do this video in terms of an investment aspect. So I have the map of 44109 up here, and 44109, so here's the problem with zip codes in Ohio. They're very large zip codes, and you can't just say, oh, 44109, that's Old Brooklyn. Well, it's not, because it's more than that. It's a pretty big zip code. And yes, the heart of it is Old Brooklyn, which is, like I said, is the up and coming area. They got to have a really nice community development center. They do farmers markets. They do movies on the weekends in the summertime. It's also home to South Hills, which is part of Old Brooklyn, but it's like the equivalent to Cam's Corners, which is further west. Very beautiful homes. I think I know I did a video of South Hills. Beautiful brick Tudors, beautiful winding streets. Okay, a little further north is Brooklyn Center, which is like the Denison area. It's a historic center. It's home to Archwood Street, Archwood Avenue, which has these beautiful homes, and you'll see it when we do the drive-by. These homes are beautiful. It's a very artsy area. They do I think they do an art walk in the summertime. Beautiful street right off of Clark, Archwood. So that's Brooklyn Center. It's also part of the Clark-Fulton area, which is also a very up and coming area. It's close to Metro Hospital, which they have totally redone. Metro Hospital is really situated in Ohio City, so you won't really see the hospital, but that's the main facility. So if you need to get life flighted because you were in, God forbid, a serious car accident anywhere in Northeast Ohio, they're going to life flight you to Metro. It's also way north. You got bits of Tremont in Ohio City. And if you know anything about Cleveland, those are the two trendiest neighborhoods on the west side of Cleveland. Tremont, Ohio City, that's where everybody goes for their fancy dinners, to hang out. We go to Ohio City all the time. South Side is one of my favorite restaurants for brunch in Tremont. Town Hall, we love for brunch as well. On and on and on I could go about that. So just bits and pieces of Tremont and Ohio City are still in 44109. So those are the main areas of this zip code. Okay, so let's talk about what kind of properties you can get in 44109. So let's start with single family homes. Currently, as of today, last day of November 2023, there are 47 single family homes for sale. Now, the least expensive one is $45,000, although I can tell you that it is going to be under contract because I had an investor interested in it, and I was in contact with the list agent and there are several offers on it. It's still listed as active though. But $45,000 homes do come up quite frequently, and I do have a picture of it up here. Lots of interest in it. I had another inquiry from another investor. I'm like, yeah, it's all brick, nice. And the rents in this area, right around that area, go up to $1,600 a month. They're like between $1,000 a month and $1,600 a month. So if you're interested in a buy and hold, this is a great area for you because you get really good rents. So keep that in mind. So with those 47 properties, you range from 45,000 all the way up to 365. So that 365 property is on Denison and it's beautiful. I have a picture of it up here. Like I said, they're in a wide range of neighborhoods, and this one on Denison, it's in that historic Brooklyn Center area, that neighborhood. And then there's everything in between. So there are deals to be had. Now, that being said, the one that was for $45,000, it went in multiple offers, and I think it went for over $65,000. So keep that in mind. And even at $65,000, if you're going to get $1,600 in rent, that's still a pretty good deal. So let's talk about multifamilies. And when you see the video of 44109, you're going to see the streets have a combination of single family homes and also multifamily homes all on the same street. So there are less multifamily homes for sale. There are only 10 right now. And the least expensive one is $68,000 and the highest one is $259,000. So the $68,000 one is on Pearl Road. It's got 2 units, except you can't get into the house. It's unsafe. And it's also being sold as a package with 3 other properties. So if you're interested in 4 properties, this might be a deal for you. At $68,000, and who knows, I didn't look at the other ones. But now the highest priced one is on Broadview, and it's $260,000. It's 2 units. They're very nice. They're both going for right around between $825 and $900. And I'm sure if you put some money into it, fix it up a little bit more, you could get a much higher rent. So there you go. Lots of properties to be had. And like I say, it's right after the holidays. It's right after Thanksgiving. We're going into the Christmas season. So a lot of people are not, although there's one that just went on the market today, and being a Thursday, usually things go on the market on Friday. Lots of properties to be had. It's one of my favorite zip codes to recommend to investors. In fact, I sold not even an investor, one of my daughter's friends from high school, her dad wanted to buy a house for his daughter and his son for them to live in, and it's right in the heart of old Brooklyn. They could walk to the Pearl, which is a bar right around the corner, top of their street. I remember going there in high school. Lots of cute bars in this area, and they still live there. I sold it to them over 2 years ago, almost 3 now. So really cool area. My grandmother lived in old Brooklyn since I was born until she passed away when I was 30. So I've spent a ton of time in old Brooklyn. It's close to everything, close to downtown, close to the hospitals. I highly recommend you look into it if you're looking into investing in the Cleveland market, because you're not going to have a problem. You might spend a little bit more than what you thought you were. You might think you were going to come in and spend $30,000. That's probably not going to be the case, but you're going to be guaranteed some really high rents if you want to buy and hold. And you're also it's an up and coming area. A lot of young families, they can't afford Lakewood. They can't afford even Parma anymore. So old Brooklyn is really becoming one of those neighborhoods in Cleveland, kind of like the West Park area, where young families want to start out when they first get married. So if you're interested in looking at properties in this zip code or any other zip code in the Cleveland area, I work with investors all the time, along with residential sales. I go out, I'll video the property for you. I have contractors, I have property managers. It's one-stop shopping. I can go out there with a contractor and look at a property, get you a sort of a little bit of a feel for what it's going to cost for you to rehab it, to get it ready to either flip or hold. So give me a call. All my info's down below. I highly recommend you start with a text. That's easiest for me. And then we'll go from there. And I hope you enjoy 44109.